Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. So we are back with another episode of The Witcher, episode 7. Last time on The Witcher, dragons. Dragons. We had a gold dragon and a green dragon as well in the last episode. And there are a few comments after watching the last episode in different reactors and stuff pertaining to the actual design of the dragons themselves. A lot of people apparently weren't they didn't love the design per se, and I don't feel it was so much a poorly done CG dragon as it was a design choice that was actually made. Obviously, I don't know, for the world of The Witcher, they chose to go with a non-traditional design for the dragon itself, so it looked a bit more serpent-like, as opposed to the traditional majestic-looking dragon, and it fits well with the theme of The Witcher and the world of The Witcher itself, where the creatures and the design of the creatures themselves, they're expected to look not intimidating and, for lack of a better word, monstrous, right? Um, a continuous theme of the overall series, is in fact, not judging something or someone merely by their outward appearance, and the design choices that they make lends itself to that, right? So even with the last episode where that Dick that was traveling with Yennefer just slaughtered that creature that they came across in the woods, for no apparent reason, merely for it was just a starving creature that was stumbling around, and it was just hungry. It wasn't attacking anyone, but he felt the need to kill it nonetheless. And again, that's a recurring theme throughout this world, in that who's a monster and who's not. Right, so even with the dragons themselves, they are designed to look that way, to look a specific way. It's not going to be the traditional. It looks majestic. It looks, and even though his guardians did say, he's the most beautiful of them all, but people still look, and at the very first, the mere sight of them, they just automatically see a monster, and so some of the design choices that are made in the show, it still lend itself to that recurring theme in the series itself. What else happened? The girl's final wish. We still don't know what the actual wish was in terms of what he said. Of course, a lot of us speculate that his wish may have been something close to I wish our fates were bound together. In that, if the Jinn had killed Yennefer, then Geralt would have died, and the Jinn can't kill his master, so it would have just left Yennefer. That is the most believable of the theories that I've seen so far, and one that I'm in complete agreement with. Of course, Jennifer wasn't completely pleased with having found. It sparks an interesting conversation, because her reasoning behind it is she accused Geralt of robbing someone of their choice, right? But oddly enough, an episode ago, she herself, she had people in the town under her spell, taking their will, their choice away from them. And so it's a bit ironic for her to be throwing that at Geralt at this particular moment. But she is correct, but a bit hypocritical in throwing that at Geralt. So rightfully she's upset, and last episode wasn't Geralt's best moment, both with Yennefer and with Jaskier as well. So he'd better apologize to Jaskier before the season actually ends, right? But not his best moment. I'm sure 2 more episodes to go. I'm sure he will find some way to make it up to one, if not both of them, before the season actually ends. And of course, we had a bit of we had some dialogue with our characters and the dwarves as well. With each episode that actually passes, we're inching closer and closer to series timeline. All right, while they were on the campfire, they spoke about Nilfgaard's growing power, and Jaskier suggested that Queen Calanthe would die before letting them take Sintra. Of course, she did die. We have foresight. We know she dies, but so it's a short ways off from what happens in Sintra. But they are close, and I suspect with this episode, some more time will have passed, and I don't know if we will have caught up to episode 1, but we should be close in this episode as well. Another fantastic episode for episode 6, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. So let's check it out.
Do you know how long it is to the coast?
With a fast horse, about a week.
And what about
Without
by foot?
one.
You need to be careful, child. This place...
Right, you are.
Out of nowhere, you sent word to meet you. All
Ah.
this time, I thought you were dead.
Musa.
I told you
The
last
real
time I was in
Musa.
Sintra that I wasn't coming back.
Yet here you are.
So this is just before the attack on
Why?
Sintra, or
I saw an army making camp at the Amel Pass. A sea of black and gold.
Nilfgaard is set on sweeping the continent, but since that night at Pravetta's banquet, the Queen's done everything she can to keep her family safe.
clearly
from
not
threats.
enough.
Shut the walls, fortified the gate.
A bit noisy for an assassin. Not much of an assassin for making that much noise.
You want me? You kill him first.
These are Calanthe's men, aren't they?
I want reports from the ML Pass every hour. I warned you about coming back.
He said he
I've been
doesn't
away 12
care
years
about the
like
child,
planned.
though.
On staying that way, if you treated me more like a friend than a threat. Do you know the difference anymore? I'm here to protect the girl.
Who I've raised as my own.
Call it destiny, security, what larger force is at work? I don't care. I will take her, protect her, and bring her back unharmed. I promise you that.
I mean, obviously, he doesn't get Siri, so I guess Calanthe betrays him.
Hey, girl. What's so special about Skellig? Those roads aren't safe. And the Skelligans are a grumpy lot. Come with me.
Can't quite place where I know this actress from.
I've got one more thing to buy, and then we'll make room on Clip and Clop and be home by dark.
Seems
don't
awfully
have much.
interested in helping.
We've got a sight. Lots happening on this
To
continent,
trust or
but
not
we're
to
safer when we
trust.
stick together. Okay? Grand.
Steal it. I mean, I can't say I blame her. She doesn't feel as though she can trust anyone. I don't think that was Dara last episode, though. I think that was the Doppler. Siri
He may
leaves
take
with
you,
him.
but you will always be mine. I need you to be brave now, because who are
That's not Siri, is it?
The Lion Cub of Sintra.
That's not Siri. She tricked him. She tricked him and gave him a different girl.
Pleased to meet you, Princess.
Calanthe, god damn it.
I'm gonna say goodbye to my friend.
This is where they snuck out during the attack, right?
Karn,
Destiny is drawing him to the right, Siri. Ah, he was there.
Your Highness.
First you try to kill me, then you lie to me. I'm just trying to keep Cyrilla safe.
Ciri is safe with me until the day she takes over my throne.
Listen to me.
I did listen once. I won't lose Ciri too. So you and Destiny can both fuck right off. Because if Nilfgaard comes, will Destiny carry a banner into battle?
And Ice was with Geralt in terms
I
of, you
remember
know,
when you honored the law of surprise.
a lot of surprise being honored.
What changed?
I need your promise you won't come back.
If I hear Ciri's in danger, you know I can't do that.
I know.
I am wondering why Geralt's sudden change. How much time has passed since the last episode to this one? To the point where he now believes in destiny. Because last episode he was still unconvinced. You know, I don't get all the flack for the Nilfgaard armor.
Hello, Yennefer.
It's not the greatest, but not nearly bad enough for me to
the
care
rules describe-
for them to change it. Although I hear they will be changing it for the next season.
There's a lot of hill left to dig. What?
Because I may be missing you.
Isn't that something? Yennefer missing someone.
See, the Yennefer I remember didn't miss anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. It feels as though she's trying to make a connection to prove that she doesn't have that with Geralt. I feel like she's just using him.
I spent years waiting for this moment where you realize we're meant for each other. I'm coming up with excuses to study at Ada. A Stregobor of all people snapped me out of it. Forget about the girl, get back to work, and the work saved me.
After getting to that point, don't go back.
Distractions
That's
for a
right.
minute. You went after the thing you loved. I'm sorry you chose power.
Thank you. Listen, I love Yen, but can't do that to my friend Esther. Right? No. He's right, she chose. And she has to live with the consequences of that.
His loss.
Piss off.
Seriously?
Well, I will,
Wow.
but we don't have much time.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Vilgeforth. The chapter thinks you're rash, unpredictable, and dangerous. But right now, that's exactly what Tissaia and I need.
You're asked for me.
She already asked her
She
personally
said
and
you're
she
the best
said
student
no.
she ever taught.
I know, I thought this crossed my mind that Tissaia might be dead, but I don't know. I hope not. I hope not.
You're losing it. You're losing it.
What the hell's going on in here? We were studying botany. This was my room. Before anyone you know was born.
So you've been to court?
And some part of her actually misses this place.
Aidan.
Yennefer, the teacher, she thinking of, you know,
Ridway
helping to recruit witches.
Parthian.
There for a day and you're already polluting the students'
Ceiling's
minds.
melting. No? The herbs are working. Well, I don't feel... What was I saying? Gods, you're pretty.
Like that too. Nobody starts off that way.
Alright, they're high,
Want to know a
clearly.
secret?
Starts off that way.
It's overrated.
Look, I'm levitating. Levitating.
Marcella, whatever you lack in talent, you make
they're
up
high.
in confidence.
She doesn't need confidence.
They must really be getting desperate though.
What is this place?
Aretusa's windmill. Enough bridled chaos to keep the curtains hung. And the torches lit. But that's not what we're here for.
Considering that how dangerous they perceived her to actually be before, they seem to be allowing her to wander about as if she owns the place.
The ability to create life? Real life? They take that from you.
You made
then
the
send you
choice,
out.
Yen.
But what if I want to?
Exactly.
We're leaving. Come on.
Lesson's not over yet.
Just because you fucked it up doesn't mean we will.
Damn.
You, with all the magical talent of shoe leather, you'll have a home here forever, Grisella. Right here. With my sisters who never ascended.
Enough! Back to your rooms, girls.
It's about time. I mean, we're. Maybe you want.
One life.
She wanted her back, so here
Stop
she
there.
is. Yes, you did. A part of her did.
Failed at that too.
Look at this
I
place.
love to say it.
It's a joke. Trish!
Oh, Trish is here.
Yennefer, I tried finding you for years.
Why are you all here?
An emergency conclave of the Northern Mages. Nilfgaard took Marnadar.
What?
There are
We can stop Nilfgaard if we act now. The south.
I mean, how many of
is
you
the
are
south.
there?
It
Clearly,
is up to the north to unite.
You have enough mages here to stop an army.
To send their armies.
They could cross the Yaruga. Make it to... If Sintra falls, who cares?
I care, because our kingdoms will be next.
Our fight is with Sintra, and only Sintra.
Oh, okay, Fringilla.
In Nilfgaard flame.
I gotta say, I'm liking
That
this
makes us cousins,
Fringilla versus
not enemies.
Fringilla,
You
you know,
forced mages into servitude.
several
When
episodes
in
ago.
training, yes. Like soldiers. We
She's
believe in
taking
shared
charge
sacrifice.
and not relying so much on her
Magic,
uncle and...
demonology, necromancy.
There is no such thing as dark or light magic. Nothing in this world is as simple as that. You think that we're destroying the continent? We know that if we take Sintra,
Wow.
we have a chance of saving it. If you won't take sides.
Sintra has chosen to turn its back on us. They are proud and smart and difficult, yes. But I'd wager above all else, they are scared. We have called them a lost cause for years, but we stopped trying too. And it is time now that we risk...
With your permission.
A
All
vote.
those in favor
Time for a vote.
of letting Sintra continue their proud tradition of fending for themselves.
Damn. So they let Sintra burn to the ground.
There you have it.
That's why Vilgefortz and I and some others are going to fight.
You're going to defy the council?
Join us.
Did you hear a word I just said?
She doesn't care.
Why would I protect this?
If you will not do it for the Brotherhood, then please.
Never heard her say that before.
Have you ever used that word before?
But Sintra fell, so where were they? Where was Sissy and Yennefer and all the mages?
The Witcher. I couldn't let him go. I know what I've done. He's in the gatekeep. It's time.
Wait, where are you going?
So close.
Geralt!
Could have stayed and helped, but I mean, they screwed him over twice.
Continue to be brave, promise me. You are the lion cub of Sintra. You are destined for
I can't
great
do this without you.
We must go, Your Highness.
Listen to Musak. Why have the mage if you're not going to listen to him? Yeah, he was there. He believes in destiny now. So what? I would have thought he would have tried to find Ciri now. Or did he try, but they already left?
Where is Cirilla?
No one is left. We shall be born anew. Thus it shall be. Since thee shall be, I say.
Yeah, they'll be of no help to you. All brainwashed with this Emperor Mirror. Is Emperor Mirror the archer? Or is it someone else? Because last episode he mentioned we can't, you know,
The right club.
we can't let him down, so as if he worked for someone. Oh, there's several men. Now would be a good time to run. They don't look like soldiers. Could be something worse.
It's all right. We're Sintrans.
Are you?
You made it out. You're all right.
I told you it was her at the market.
Has she not learned?
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, stop that.
Rumor is, Nilfgaard's looking for you. I'm willing to pay
Wants
a
a
barrel
reward.
of violence too.
Sorry for what happened. I know
These
it.
are the guys she was playing with in the
No,
courtyard.
fuck all. You thought you were better than us because we had to let you win. The only thing special about you was the fucking crown on your head.
No!
Assholes. Yep, they're
Verily,
dead.
I say unto you, the era of the sword and the axe is nigh.
The era of the wolf's blizzard. The time of the white chill and the white light is nigh. The time of madness and the time of contempt.
Alright, there we have it. Episode 7. Ah, God, only one episode left to go. Alright, so this is the episode where, you know, we finally come full circle. Right around episode 1. And it's been revealed that Geralt was there the entire time. He just missed them. So as soon as Mozart took Ciri out, he raced back in to try to find her. And God, I mean, Calanthe, she made some valid arguments. You know, trusting Destiny once, and then Duny married Pavetta, and then she said it was Duny's fault, but they didn't give us any details in terms of what happened, if something that Duny did led to Pavetta's death or not, because I believe they said that their ship was wrecked at sea, right? And I mean, from what little I know of the story, I would imagine at least Duny's still alive, right? Just from what I know of playing the games, I would imagine Duny's still alive, but I don't know how it would be his fault that Pavetta died. But I do understand she was mourning her daughter, and she doesn't want to give her granddaughter up to Geralt, but he was never there to take Ciri away. He made it clear from the very beginning that he doesn't want to take the child away. And then he came again and he said, okay, I've stayed away all this time. I'm only here to protect her and ensure she's safe. That seems like a fair offer to me. I'll take her once she's safe and everything's, you know, this war is over. I'll bring her back. But she was stubborn to the very end. But it's in line with her character. She's remained consistent from beginning to end. That's Queen Calanthe, and I don't know. I love her. I love the actress. And and even in her stubborn moments, she's continues to do a fantastic job, right? But yeah, she tried to go against destiny, and yeah, her kingdom has now fallen. And at the very least, we now know. I imagine Geralt can't be that far behind Ciri, right? Actually, I would have thought he would have caught up to her at this point because, by virtue of what he is, he's a Witcher. His strongest attribute is tracking. I would have imagined he would have found Ciri already, to be honest. But she has taken several detours, but the good news is he's not far behind. So there's still some hope that they may cross path in the last episode. That's the next episode. If not, hopefully the very beginning of season 2. But it's Destiny. Damn it, Destiny. Yeah, Yennefer, right? Yennefer has returned, and her relationship with Estrid and I'm conflicted, right? I'm a bit conflicted. I was happy to see that they maintained a good relationship over the years. When she showed up, there was no animosity, and there was no aggression. I expected as much based on where they left things off the last time that we actually saw them together, which was immediately before her transformation, right? They were going at it. So when I did see them here, they were having a fun moment, laughing and just getting caught up with each other and stuff. It was a fun moment. It was a very light-hearted moment. So I was happy to see that. Not often do you see that happen in relationships that don't work out. But I was happy to see that, and the ask here that she expected him to welcome her with open arms after. And listen, I have no objections to what she did initially. As I said before, I don't think anyone deserves power, but I do think if you do want it, you have to go out there and take it, and she did that. She made the choice, and as he said, you chose power, and she has to live with that choice. I imagine he spent several years trying to get past that moment, because I genuinely bought their chemistry and their relationship and their romance. That almost as much as I do by Geralt and Yennefer's, more so, to be honest. By virtue of where they met and how they met, right? It can be argued that, and I believe they pointed to that in this episode. When he met her, he saw her bare, as she was in the beginning. Geralt hasn't necessarily seen that. I don't think it would change their relationship, but it speaks something more about the connection that she has with Estrid versus Geralt. So I bought their relationship, hers and Estrid's, and just a shame that she made the choice that she did. She has gone decades. She's been it's weird. Perhaps we have taken a step back, because when we were introduced to her several episodes ago, she said it's been 3 decades, and I don't believe in Estrid's time it's been 3 decades. He doesn't look that old, right? At most I'd say it's been perhaps 1 decade. So I don't believe she's. Yeah, at most it's perhaps been 10 years, right? But to leave and then expect to return and everything to be the same, it just doesn't work that way. And I'm glad that he, despite his feelings for her, he was honest about it and said, you made your choice, and I spent all this time focusing on what I love, and he's doing what he loves, and she would be asking him to now choose her. And it's not a fair thing to ask of anyone. So I'm glad he gave the response that he did. But she returned to Aretuza, and I think in part she actually misses being in Aretuza. Because I don't think she believed for a moment that Tesea actually said those words, that she was the best student that I ever taught. That's not Tesea. Even a moment there when she said please to her, I'm like, wow, this. I don't think you've ever said that before. And she said it to her, you know. Have you ever said those words before? But she's involved in it now. Fringilla is aiding Nilfgaard to take Sintra, and the Brotherhood is divided, you know, in terms of providing aid to Sintra, who's kept them out for decades and or centuries even, and it's politics. Interestingly, the Brotherhood themselves are a bit hypocritical, right? While they're accusing Sintra of, you know, not accepting their help openly, to some extent they are manipulating the kingdoms that they do in fact work with, right? Look at Fringilla. She went to Nilfgaard to help them, you know, manage their affairs, and now they're in all-out war and about to conquer Sintra. So I'm not too sure they can be casting, you know, blame to Sintra for not trusting them. Each kingdom that these mages appear to go to, they go with their own agenda. It's not for the, you know, for the betterment of the countrymen. Most of these mages are not from the lands in which they are going to. Some of them are, but I don't believe all of them are. And Fringilla is certainly not from Nilfgaard. So I don't know. Stregobor has. I'm glad to say I reminded him, you know, of all his misdeeds, because he does like to, you know, paint everyone else in some dark light. Well, you know, as though he himself is actually innocent. But I am curious to know what happened, because Tesea asked Yennefer, you know, she said herself and a group of mages are going to Sintra to help them. But from what we've seen, no one arrived in Sintra. So what happened? What happened? Where are they? Where are they? So obviously the help never arrived, or it arrived, but arrived too late. And yeah, it doesn't appear to be much else that they can actually do about the situation as it is now. Ciri, at the very least, I am glad. You know, she's gotten smarter over time. She's no longer the naive princess that we've come across before. She's stealing poorly, but she's stealing food, clothing to ensure that she takes care of herself, her health, and instead of being naive about it. And she stole the lady's horse, and rather than accepting her hand, because she's learned not to trust anyone that just approaches you and say, "Trust me." I mean, for all we know, that lady could have genuinely wanted to help her to get to Skellige, but we don't know. In this world, you never know. So she made a choice, and unfortunately, you know, some of her mates from Sintra, it seems, are, you know, not as genuine as they were when she first met them, and they're quite ready to sell her to Nilfgaard for a reward. So my hope is that, okay, next episode, Geralt will come on the scene and he will rescue her. They have not met. The next is the final episode, so I imagine that will be the episode in which they meet. Perhaps not until the very end, but I would want to see them meet before the season ends. So that is my hope for the next episode. Alright guys, be sure to post down below, let me know what your thoughts are of this episode. Hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys for the finale.